more. Welcome back. It's Zion Hezekiah here, and I'm joined by Hollywood rising star, Mr. Chase Tang. What's going on, brother?
Things are well. Thank you for having
Yes. What's new and exciting?
me. Just came back from a trip in Taiwan.
Yes.
I was there for 9 days. It's been just nonstop go every since I've been back.
On the grind, on the hustle.
Yeah,
all
a
that
little
good
bit of
stuff.
both. Yeah,
Very nice. Well,
making deals and everything.
Thanks for being here. So a little on Chase. Chase Tang is a Taiwanese-Canadian actor born in Taipei, Taiwan. He came to Canada with his family at the age of 6, where they settled and lived in Bedford, Nova Scotia. Looking forward to hear a little bit more about that. Chase he attained his bachelor's degree in business from the University of Guelph. He later began a corporate career in sales and marketing. And in 2017, he began to, and pun fully intended, chase his ultimate dream of becoming an actor. And he's worked on a bunch of projects. We'll get into that in a second. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chase Tang.
Thank you, Zion.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
So take us back first to Bedford. Why Nova Scotia? What led you and your family to Bedford?
So immigration is always a challenge. You know, if you want to go to places like the States or maybe other places in Europe. So Canada was a little bit easier, and specifically Nova Scotia was much easier to immigrate there and get a Canadian citizenship versus a Toronto or Vancouver or Montreal. So that's why we end up going to Bedford, a small town in.
So it was the convenience.
Exactly. And it was just
it's like, let's just get in there. Once we get in
our
there,
status, exactly.
Then we'll move around.
Yeah. But then we end up staying there for like 15, 16, or maybe longer, like 20 years. So we loved it.
That is a long time. Yes. And I understand you played hockey over there. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I think in everywhere in Canada, hockey's huge, but Nova Scotia, hockey is tremendous. Like it was the main sport. And we went there so young. So all the kids in the neighborhood played hockey. So then one day we got a hockey stick, we started playing, and then we got rollerblades, and then eventually got into, ice hockey and got skates and signed up. And then hockey basically became my life, my brother's lives for probably the next, I would say, 10 to 12 years.
Because you don't see too many times people playing hockey, right? It's not
now
very
it's
typical.
even, now there's a bit more. I mean, if there's less now, back then, we were like the only one in the province.
Imagine so.
The only one in the province, yeah. So there was
Because you never played hockey at all back home,
nothing. No, it was only in Nova Scotia. So it was like the whole province had like 3 hockey players. It was like me and my brothers.
Did you previously have any interest in hockey at all, even growing up as a kid? Did you watch hockey at all?
No, we didn't even know what it was. We knew nothing about it. So we just picked it up cold, and then we fell in love, and we were always in hockey schools and everything. So it was just something that we picked up, the second year we moved there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your family. I know that you're a man that's very close to your family.
Yeah.
Tell us and your audience about your family.
Yeah. So my father is a business person. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she looked after me and my 2 older brothers. And growing up, our lives.
You're the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
Right
yeah.
on. The baby.
Yeah, that's right. And I got a brother who works in marketing. Another one is in construction. And then, growing up, our lives it was like hockey. My dad would drive us to the rink and we'd be traveling all the time for hockey. And my mom, stayed at home and cooked us meals. And it was a pretty simple lifestyle that we had. We were pretty fortunate financially. We weren't in a bad position. So growing up, we had it pretty well for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's transition to where we are now, or I guess going back to 2017. How did you first develop that itch, that passion for acting?
Well, I my obsession for watching movies is like crazy, and even TV shows. Like I'm the kind of guy who
same here.
Yeah, like I could binge movies and TV shows. Like if I didn't need to work and make money, I could just watch movies nonstop. Like my favorite time sometimes to be on the airplane because you can't go anywhere. You just live. Exactly. So
what was the first movie that did it for you as a kid? Where it just was really compelling for you, like, wow, this is really neat.
I think I may have referenced it the first time, but I would say Titanic really was the one that stood out. Just I know it's I would never at that age I would never admit it.
Story.
But now I'm a lot older and you're a bit more secure now. But I would say that movie was just so well made in every aspect. And obviously there's another 30 other movies that I could reference. But if I had to name one, I think that was one that really always stuck with me as like my favorite.
Is there any one actor in particular that perhaps just stood out to you that maybe you look to kind of emulate or?
I feel like it kind of comes and goes a bit. If I had to pick recently, I feel like Charlie Hunnam has kind of grown on me a little bit just because I like his ruggedness, his toughness. But I feel like over the years, I've really liked Matthew McConaughey, Daniel Craig.
Oh, for
These
sure.
are all guys that I've looked up to, and I just love their presence on screen. Obviously,
Right.
the
The dramatic
Leonardo.
actors, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many amazing ones out there, but yeah, I mean, right now I think I'm kind of like Charlie Hunnam. I just like his style and the way he
Okay.
carries himself. So I try to take aspects of that maybe into my own craft.
Awesome. So take us back. Talk to us about some of your past projects, and then obviously leading up to
Yep.
what you're working on right now with the Netflix series.
Yeah.
Talk to us about some of the past projects.
For sure. So in 2017, even 18, even I've been cast in a lot of commercials. I've done a lot of independent films, short films and stuff, but nothing to the capacity of what I have recently gotten casted on with Netflix. So this is a superhero TV show, which we've got some very, very big Hollywood names as part of this project.
Jupiter's Legacy,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. They were, this was a role that it wasn't in the original comic. It was created, and they were looking for an Asian actor.
Okay.
And then, and I didn't realize that the casting was actually quite open. They were looking right across North
And this is
America.
for the role of a villain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it kind of
Asian villain.
Yeah. So I
yeah.
think timing and luck and preparation, it was a combination of a lot of things to create the perfect storm. And then I fortunately got shortlisted and then went through a couple rounds and then got the role.
Awesome.
And then from then it's led into a whole bunch of other things over these last 5-6
A lot
months.
of doors have opened up.
A lot, yeah. It's just been the last 6 months has been probably busier than I think the previous 10 years of my life.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing.
Yeah.
So tell us about a little more Jupiter's Legacy. When is it supposed to air?
There's a lot of different dates floating around. I feel like they've been pretty.
Because you did the filming already.
Yeah, we've already shot that. It's all
For
done.
the first season.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're keeping things pretty confidential. I don't think they're I don't even
Unofficial
know, I
releases
don't even
yet.
know if anyone even knows exactly because there's so many dates floating around. So
Okay.
I actually don't know. My best guess is as best as anyone else's, I guess.
And from what I understand, Chase, it's one of Netflix's biggest budgeted
It is, yeah. It's-
projects.
Yeah, they put a lot of the crew on this. They got they did not shortchange this project.
Right,
Let's
right,
put it
right.
that way. And they went all out. When I went to LA for fitting and everything, they just the way that they took care of me and the transportation
That's
is
amazing.
I've never experienced something like that. So they went all out.
Awesome. Are you a big Netflix guy in general? You
Oh,
usually
I love
watch
it. I love it.
Netflix
Yeah.
and chill?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's definitely me for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. So I understand you're going to be out in LA in the next little while. What
Yep.
you got lined up in Los Angeles?
Yeah. So I fly out this Sunday to Los Angeles, and I'll be there for close to 3 months, and
Okay.
then there'll be some meetings, auditions, castings,
Right
and
on.
hoping to kind of leverage my what I've got going on right now to maybe see if I can get additional projects, other roles.
Absolutely.
So we're hoping, fingers crossed, hopefully it goes well.
And I imagine it's a great networking opportunity just to get there and, meet people and whatnot,
Yeah.
directors, producers, other
Yeah.
actors and whatnot.
Yeah,
And
and I mean, I've made so many contacts in LA, and a lot of them I haven't met in person yet. But it's almost as if with social media, you feel like you know the person already. So,
Right on.
definitely networking is going to be very high on my list for sure.
Right. Let me ask you this. What aspect of acting, just in general, kind of really compels you the most?
I think
Like, do you have a lot of are you one of those people that just kind of fantasizes a lot and imagines different roles and different scenarios in your head? Very creative and
I would say
imaginary?
I wasn't ever naturally the most artistic. That wasn't kind of my thing. But I would say in terms of acting, I think for me, it's like the whole process of making a movie, I find very fascinating. I feel like nobody is more obsessed and drawn into Hollywood and entertainment and in sort of the business side of things than me. And I think,
Right.
so I would say less on the crafty side, but just more on the industry and the business. And I think
Okay.
that's a lot of people, they get worn out by that side of the business. That
Right
very, you got to grind it out.
Oh, yeah, it's very technical, the
Yeah,
business side.
yeah,
I mean, the
but-
entire process from A to Z to
but for
complete
me,
a project.
that keeps me up. That wakes me up in the morning. I feel so alive when I'm I don't know. Maybe there's parts of me that I feel I should be more of an agent. I like that
Okay.
grind. I like that hustle. I like.
Well, I
all
was
that.
going to ask if you have future aspirations of perhaps, producing into
Definitely,
directing
yeah.
and
I mean,
whatnot.
right now my acting career is still so new. So I think if I'm fortunate to become a bigger name down the road and I have the financial capability, I would love to, to represent artists and to,
Absolutely.
to be more diversified in the entertainment for sure.
For sure, absolutely. Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chase Tang. So listen, before we wind down here, we're going to play a fun little game called TTS Rapid Fire.
Cool.
So TTS Rapid Fire, I'm going to ask you 10 rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
Just give us the first answer, first thing that
excited.
comes to your mind, all right? So these are random questions. TTS Rapid Fire with Chase Tang. Number
do it.
1. What's your favorite number?
6.
Okay, all right. Who is your celebrity crush?
Emma Watson.
Okay, good choice. All right. How old were you when you had your first kiss? Mwah.
This is so
First
embarrassing.
smoochie.
I was 18, which feels like an old man at that
Wow,
age. Yeah, I
okay.
know. Most kids are like 13. I
All
was
right.
18, yeah.
I was probably 18 months, but okay. My man. All right. What was the last really, really good movie that you watched?
I would say probably was X-Men First Class.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was a few years ago, but that was one that really stood out.
Okay. So as we said, you're going to be in LA in a short little while.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot in Los Angeles?
Man, I'm like obsessed with LA, all the little pockets. But if I had to pick one, I would say Santa Monica Beach. I
Okay.
could just hang out
could
there
live there
all day.
and
I don't
just
even
kinda-
eat. I don't really just hang out there all
Santa
day.
Monica Beach for the win.
Yeah.
All right. Finish this sentence. I hate it when film directors.
When they tell you how to do a scene.
Okay. It's like, come on, don't you know? This
Yeah.
is Chase Tang.
Yeah.
Come on. Let it be. All right. Number 7. What is the oddest question that you've ever been asked in an interview? I know you've done a lot of media. What's the oddest question you've ever been asked? Maybe it was the last question I just asked. Who knows? But
Well, when I was in Taiwan, they had asked me, they had flat out asked me if I like white girls. Just flat out asked me.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very-
And I
was this in English? This wasn't in
they
English.
asked me this in Mandarin straight
That's
up.
very
Yeah. And I
interesting.
was like,
Okay.
and there was no warm up to it. It
Right. It was
just
just
came
out of the
directly,
blue,
yeah.
totally
And this,
random.
Yeah, and this is in front of a lot of cameras. So I would say that.
It wasn't that, do you like American girls?
Yeah.
Whatever. It was, do you like white
Yeah,
girls?
Yeah. And it was
Wow.
there was no prep time. So that was one that really, and this was literally like
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
And you have to absolutely tell us the response to that question. You can't leave us hanging. What did you say?
Okay, so I was like, growing up in Nova Scotia, you gave him the whole runaround. I grew up in a very Caucasian place. There's only white girls around. So I was
Right.
like, I did like a lot of white girls. And then I had dated, one or two. And
Okay.
then as I got older, I had closer friends that were Asian. So I kind of gave him my whole chapter
Went
book story.
around, right,
yeah,
right,
but
right.
I was definitely feeling a little bit awkward the whole
That
time.
was
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 8. What is Chase Tang's biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve.
Random odd questions in interviews.
I think sometimes when people, so if it's me and one other person and they're singing in my car, I do find that a little bit over the top, friggin'
Interesting.
annoying. If it's just me and them, okay? If it's just two people and then they're
How
singing.
often does this happen, Chase? For this to be a pet peeve. Does it happen
Surprisingly,
often?
It does, and it
Wow.
gets me very. I don't know. I start feeling.
That is
I don't
very
know. I feel
interesting.
and I think most people they might be able to jam to it, but I feel like it's. I don't know. I've never been able. So I think that's probably if there's only me and one other, and that other person is singing in the car, whether it's to a tune on the radio or
Okay.
to one of my songs, whatever. But
Well, I'll bear that in mind if you and I ever drive together.
Make sure.
My man, number 9. In your opinion, what is the most important quality for an actor to possess?
I think the most important quality, I think that you have to manage your career like a business person.
Okay.
I think business acumen. I really feel
Okay.
that is the most important. I don't think it's looks, talent, and I really think it's business acumen.
Okay, so
in
the
my opinion.
management side of things.
Yeah, you
Perhaps
just-
even choosing the right representative and
from
whatnot.
that to where you're going to live, how you're going to manage your money, just business acumen. I think
Right, right.
that will take you far. And I
Making
think, in
those-
my opinion, I think that's the most
The
important.
right decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, number 10, and this one is for the ladies. Chase Tang, boxers or briefs?
All right. Okay, so growing up, it was,
Oh my goodness, you got a story again.
Growing up, it was briefs.
Okay, all right.
And then as I got older, it was boxers.
Okay, and don't tell me that now.
Right now, it's neither. So
Okay.
I prefer to just not wear anything.
Ladies and
that is the real
gentlemen,
truth,
boys
okay?
and girls, the question that I wish I did not
Commando.
ask.
And that's the honest truth.
Mr. Chase Tang. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Definitely wish you all the best with
Thank
what
you.
you're doing in LA. And obviously, I know you're going to be back in a little while. We'd like to once again officially welcome you on board to the TTS
Thank
family. We know that you'll be doing some features with us, moving forward over the next few months and into the future. So we're glad to have you on board. And thanks for this sit down. This is a lot of fun.
Likewise, brother.
All
Likewise.
right. Toronto Talk Sports and more. Mr. Commando! I love it!
Thank you for watching. Please click the like button and leave us a comment with your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications to see more engaging and interactive content. Toronto Talk Sports and more. For the love of the six, let's connect.